Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie Armstrong-Motin, and I have the great honor and privilege of talking to my friend and colleague, Esther Clarkson-Blewell, who has written the book that she's holding up there for us to see, Getting Unstuck. Hi, Esther.
Hi.
So we've been going chapter by chapter, and we're now up to chapter 4 in your book. And so I hope that if people are following along with these videos, that they have read each chapter, gone through the workbook portion of it, either inside the book itself, or they've gone to Amazon and downloaded the accompanying workbook so that you can work your way through. When you go through the workbook, it breaks down this really big topic of getting unstuck into very bite-sized, easy to do lessons that allow you to move from chapter to chapter in a cogent fashion and really work your way through this unknotting of things. So we are up to chapter 4, and chapter 4 I think is hard for a lot of people. This one is about delayed gratification, and that's a challenge for a lot of us. Talk about chapter 4 with me.
Actually, little baby bite-sized pieces, little baby things to look forward to are some of the things that sustained me in different places. At one point after my divorce, I was devastated and was teaching at the time. And so I had to go to the classroom and deal with 8-year-olds. And sometimes I was getting through that day in 15-minute increments. I can do this. And then before I knew it, it was lunch, and then it was the end of the day, and then it was the end of the week. But it's hard. It's hard. And part of it is taking responsibility for deciding that it's important to get through this or that. Even being willing to say what's important for you on the other side. It might be saving money. It might be going to school. It might be passing an exam. It might be losing weight. It doesn't, it's everywhere in life. Little bite-sized pieces will get you someplace worth getting. But if you don't have an idea that you want to get someplace or do something, life is pretty bleak when you don't have something specific to look forward to. It's pretty darn difficult. So it's almost like you're having the courage to delay gratification if you're not important enough to yourself to want something better and different for yourself. So this is a huge chapter, and the title of it is Beginning to Recover. And it's really true. My life was pretty bleak in a lot of ways. And the idea and the determination that I could be different and therefore I could create something different was a big mountain at the time. So,
and I understand, when you're in that really dark place, it's hard. It's really, really hard to say, I want to change everything about my situation. And when it's something that big, that scary, that everything to you, then it's far too easy to say, well, that's too big to accomplish, so I'm not even going to try.
Right.
But in your book, you point out that, if you set just a small goal, so for example, it doesn't have to be anything remarkable or earth-shattering. It could be something as easy as just do your laundry so that you go to bed on clean sheets.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be something that changes the world. It just has to be something that's in a forward direction.
And having the patience, patience is kind of a subset of this. and having the patience to hang in there, you know. And it's much easier, kind of a side note is that it's much easier to build on success than it is to start from scratch. So it's like you just said, the sheets. Okay, so, if I do the laundry and change the sheets, it'll feel good when I get in bed. And I get in bed and go, cool, this is cool. This is cool. I can do this. So whenever you can look at, it doesn't matter how small, it really doesn't. You can look at one little small thing that you did differently and go, okay, this is good. I did one, I can do two. And I will often say to myself and other people, if you can do a thing once, you can do it twice. So if you do the washing one time, you could either wash something else or you could wash again, like, because now you know how and you know that it works. So this willingness to look at yourself, like, when was I too impatient? When was I not willing to even figure out something that was important to me? And, you know, I was so impatient. What's something that might have helped me? You know, all those things for you to just say, yeah, this is hard. And I'm reading this book and I'm doing it, you know, so it's building on success helps delay gratification, but you have to start with being important enough to yourself to expect that you can and will do something different.
Exactly. And, you know, I think I'll go ahead and just plug the book. If you're reading this book or if you're watching these videos, maybe that's enough for that person at that moment. Just do that bit. And then it's okay to put the book down and then come back to it sometime later and do the workbook portion of the book. And so I think one of the important lessons that I got from this particular chapter was that you do have to build strength, but you do also have to be a little bit gentle with yourself, and you have to be patient with yourself and allow yourself the little rewards from the little things so that you can get to the big stuff.
Yeah. Actually, one of the things I find that I hear from people who have bought the book is that they will look at the table of contents and they will look at the themes and they will resonate with a theme and they'll go to that chapter. And because, oh boy, this is me, right? And, or this is what I'm good at, either way. But I find that people will often skip around in the book and then they sort of see how it works and they'll, you know, dive in or not.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, but you know, it's delayed gratification is hard for a lot of us. Yeah. And then for again, a lot of us, it's hard for us to be gentle with ourselves when we're going through a difficult time.
Yeah,
because again, going back to expectations, either we expect, you know, maybe we expect absolutely nothing from ourselves, and that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, or we expect much, much better from ourselves, and then we hurt ourselves even more when we're not matching those expectations. And so it is important to be a little bit gentle.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Esther, thank you so much for going through chapter 4 with us. We look forward to chapter 5 next.
Okay.
Thanks, Esther.
Thanks, Natalie.
Bye-bye.